so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you coming along to find out more about our university events and how you can get involved as a volunteer with GAIN. And if you are watching this at a later date on the recording, do hope it's useful for you, and please do get in touch if you have any questions. So we really, really do value everything that our volunteers do for us at GAIN. We cannot do what we do without you. So huge thank you just for coming along today, and hopefully this will inspire you to get involved with one of our university events. So before we dive into the different types of events you can get involved with, we are going to just quickly look at a bit about GAIN, who we are, just in case we've got any new volunteers on the call as well, who maybe don't know exactly what we do and how we work. So who is GAIN? So we are a gender diversity charity. We've been going for nearly 6 years now, and our mission at GAIN is to inspire and empower the next generation of women and non-binary investment professionals. So we work with students from the school level, so about year 9, year 10, right the way through sixth form, college, as well as university and postgraduate study as well. And our vision is to reach over 25,000 students per year by 2030. And I'm pleased to share we are on track for that number as well. And our overall aim is to increase the rate of application to the investment management industry to at least 30% in the longer term, ideally increasing that to 50% overall. So what are our goals? So ultimately, we want to introduce the industry to students. There are a lot of students, especially at that younger age, that don't know what investment management is. If they think of finance, they think of being an accountant or working in a bank. So we want to introduce them to what investment management is, why it's a fantastic industry, why it's a great career to have. So they have the information, they can explore their options. We also want to demystify the industry for them as well. So break down those misconceptions, break down any stereotypes that they do have about being a woman or a non-binary person in finance. And again, just share why it's such a fantastic career. And then finally, we want to inspire the students to consider this as a genuine career path for them. And we do that through providing that visual representation and providing role models, which is where our wonderful volunteer network comes in. We like to say internally that if you can't see her, you can't be her. So this is why it's so important for us to have that representation for students, especially at that younger age, that they can see there are women in this industry from all types of backgrounds. I've had a variety of career journeys and have ended up working in this really fantastic industry. So how do we do this? So far we've reached over 20,000 students across the whole of the UK through our events, through our programmes, and that's through the support of our wonderful partner firms, but also our volunteers as well. We have over 2,000 people registered to be volunteers, which is incredible. And every time I see that number, I'm just in awe of the support that we have from the industry. And again, that number is increasing on a regular basis. So the way that we support students is through one of three main areas. So we run a lot of events, and that's mainly where we need your support. So we do panel events focusing on different topics within the industry, everything from, specific areas of investment. So, what is a hedge fund? What's ESG? To preparing students for interviews or, running through assessment centres with them. We do school talks and careers fairs, having volunteers actually go into school to talk to students. Obviously, university events, which we're going to touch on more later. We run industry events, sport careers fairs, we have guest lectures, and then we run insight days as well, where we take students into a firm so they can experience it firsthand and get some actual real world experience in the industry. We also run 3 different programs. So we have our GAIN Investment Challenge, which is aimed at students in school and sixth form, so year 10 to year 13, where they attend weekly sessions, they learn everything about analysing a company, developing a stock pitch, and they go away, research a company in teams, and then present a stock pitch report and video, arguing whether they think it's a good investment or not. We have our Investment Insight programme for first year university students, which, as the name suggests, gives an insight into the industry and culminates in a spring week experience. And then we have our Empower internship programme, which is a paid summer internship for students in their penultimate year or above at the university level. And all of our programmes come with mentoring as well, which is all of our comes from our wonderful volunteer network. And then finally, we support students through our resources. So we have a student newsletter that goes out every couple of weeks, which provides them an update with all opportunities, things that they can get involved with, additional sources of support. We have a jobs and opportunities board. So when students are sort of have graduated and are looking for those first roles or graduate schemes or internships, we can point them in the right direction. We have lots of news and upcoming resources on our website. Mentoring, as I said, sort of comes with all of our programs. We have a podcast as well called Gain Meets. So if you've not heard of that already, I would definitely go check it out. There's some really, really fantastic episodes on there. And then finally, we have our Gain bursary. So even though everything we do is free for students, we have a bursary to support with additional costs such as travel expenses and things like that. So I want to touch a bit more obviously on universities and how you can get involved. But firstly, we want to talk a little bit about the reach that we have. So we do work with students across the whole of the UK, inclusive of Scotland. And currently this year, we have partnerships with 55 universities and 62 university societies. And that number is growing. We are every day, it feels like, getting requests from societies, universities to partner with us and to explore how we can support them and their students. And with the societies, it really does vary with the groups that we work with. So we have the sort of traditional finance groups, investment clubs. We have the gender-focused groups, so women in business, women in leadership, ones like that. But then we have a whole range of other groups as well. So we've worked with an arts society before and done an event on how to invest in arts. Sports teams have approached us. It's really a variety, but all of the groups have women and non-binary people that are interested in this industry and finding out more. So it doesn't matter sort of what you're interested in, what your background is, there's probably a society that wants to hear from you. And last year alone, we held 38 events with our university and society partners and had over 400 attendees at those events. So there is a real scope and reach for the ways that you can get involved. So I've spoken a lot about university and society events. Just to break that down, there are sort of two different areas that we work with. So it's really about deciding what is right for you and what you want to get involved with. So university-led events are those that we work with careers centres or heads of department at the university. So they are organised events where they want to arrange something for students at their university. And the societies are where we work directly with members of the society to organise events for the students. So there's definitely some overlap, but there's sort of two different areas at the university level. All of our events can be done in person or online. So even if you see an opportunity that's advertised in person and you can't quite make it, it might be the wrong part of the country, it's too far for you to travel, just let us know because they're usually open to turning it into an online event anyway. So we really sort of wanted to be as inclusive as we can be and reach as many students as possible. So we do a lot of stuff online as well. So sort of three different types of events that we do. So obviously the society-led talks and panels, the university-led careers events, or guest lectures as well. I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail on each of those and then we will open it up for questions. So our society-led talks and panels. So as I say, these work directly with the society. So there's usually sort of events role in the society that approaches us to get a volunteer or to get a speaker or organise a panel for their students. So these will usually be a solo speaker slot. So whether you will talk for half an hour, 40 minutes about a particular topic, it could be sort of a fireside chat where you're sort of interviewed by one of the students on a one-to-one basis, or it'll be a panel event where there'll be 3 to 4 people from the industry, different roles, different levels of seniority, sharing their insights and experiences. Themes of the events do vary depending on the society, but they tend to include fit into one of these 4 areas. So it will be speaking on industry trends, career paths, so providing insights onto the roles, the industry as a whole, emerging opportunities, what skills student needs to get into this industry. Or it could be sharing your personal career journey. So students really love to hear about your own journey, what it is that you did, what your route was, were there any barriers you had to overcome and how you did that to get to where you currently are. It could be providing guidance and advice. Students will have questions and when they start, they tend to keep flowing. So students are really keen to ask you as much as they possibly can and really learn from your experience, hear your advice, hear your guidance based on your expertise and experience in the industry. Or it could be participating in themed events. So this is where it's rather than more general careers advice, it could be an event focused on a specific topic. So that could be, diversity in the workplace, especially as being a woman or a non-binary person, what challenges you've overcome. Or it could be industry specific. So we've had sessions on the impact of AI and how that's going to have a longer term impact on investing as a whole. So there really is a range of different kinds of opportunities, but we always work with the society before we advertise the opportunity to understand what exactly it is they're looking for, how the event's going to be structured, if there's particular background or area of expertise they're looking for within the speakers, and we'll advertise that information so you know exactly what you're signing up to. And we'll then obviously work closely with you once you've registered to make sure that you are fully prepared for the event before you go ahead. So then the next one that we've got is university-led careers events. So these differ slightly because they are organised by either career hub or sort of head of department. And these tend to be more sort of careers or industry based fairs, networking sessions, or sort of employability focused events. So in this case, we'd ask volunteers to sort of be a representative of the industry. So this might be at a networking event, so students can come over and just find out a bit more about what it's like to work in finance, to work in investment, offer insights into the industry and into this career. Or it could be focused more on career development. So it might be more supporting a session on interview preparation or, industry specific skills development, writing CVs, applications, things like that. Or finally, it could be that career advice again. So this is usually where you'll get the most questions. Students want to know advice and guidance on how they can enter this career and how they can succeed as well. So where they can apply for roles, how to impress at an interview, how to impress on an internship or a graduate scheme as well. And then finally, we have guest lectures. So this is something new for 2025. So we've not done loads of these yet, but it's something that we've been speaking with universities about, and they're really, really keen and interested to invite experts in the industry into their classrooms to deliver guest lectures to the students on the course. So these would be timetabled sessions for students in addition or replacing their sort of usual seminars or lectures. And this would be lecturing about a specific topic. So it wouldn't be focused on sort of careers advice, it would be on a specific topic related to the investment industry. So some examples based on conversations we've had so far with universities include ESG, commercial awareness, behavioural finance, and then active versus passive investing. But that is not a complete list. As I say, these are new this year. So we're constantly having conversations with universities about different topics, different ideas. And if you do have any ideas, if there's a particular topic or area or subject that you feel really passionate about or that you have expertise in that you'd like to deliver a guest lecture, please get in touch with us as well, and we can approach universities that way. So we'd love it to be led by you. If you think there's a really important topic that would be useful for students that are currently studying, do let us know and we can arrange a guest lecture that way with one of our university partners. So hopefully that's sort of covered all of the key information you need to know about the different types of university and society events we have. And hopefully that's made you interested in wanting to support at one of our opportunities. As I say, we really, really do value support, and we can't do these events without our volunteers. So please do sign up. We would love to have you involved. So the best way to do it is make sure you are signed up for our volunteer newsletter. This goes out every 2 weeks, and in there we list all of our upcoming volunteering opportunities. So we try to put opportunities in there for the next sort of few months so you can plan in advance, because we know you're all incredibly busy people. So you can have a look at there, see what's coming up. We do opportunities all across the UK and online as well. If anything takes your fancy, there'll be a link to sign up, and then we will be in touch with you once you've registered to take part with next steps and further information. Or if you have a look on there and there's nothing that quite fits, maybe the dates don't work or the topics aren't quite your area, or there's nothing you feel like you could quite volunteer for, but you are still interested in getting involved, then please do just drop us an email. So it's education@gainuk.org, and we can work with you to find an opportunity that matches your availability, that matches your skill set. So if you don't see anything, please do get in touch, because we'd always love to hear from you, and we can work with you directly to find something that suits your sort of expertise and availability as well. So finally, before questions, we just wanted to sort of do a final, why should you volunteer with GAIN? So as I say, we can't do a lot of what we do without our wonderful volunteer network. So we really, really do value your support, but ultimately it's for the future generations of women and non-binary people that are interested in this industry. They are desperate to learn from your experience and your expertise and your wisdom. So if you are interested and you want to pass that along, there is some kind of volunteering opportunity for you, and we really, really do need and value your support. So I'm going to leave it there, and then we can go to any questions if there's anything that's come up. So if anybody wants to put
Hi, it's nice seeing you
hi, yeah.
here. That was a really clear presentation, so it makes a lot of sense. So thank you very much for that. I am keen to get involved, especially universities. I feel a bit more connected than what I've seen so far, like the school lead, because those are a bit younger people and a bit outside of the looking to go into the labor market for now. My kind of hesitation question is like I have like experience. I've been like 10 years in the asset management through different departments, so I'm quite a well. I know quite well the process and the different departments, which is probably what the students would want to hear about. So I feel confident with that. But I am on like a career break right now. Does that has any impact or at all on the
No, absolutely not. No, we'd still love to have you involved. And I think it's really nice to show students as well that you can have a career break in this industry, and that people do that and they have time off for a variety of reasons, but are still passionate and can still have, great careers in that. So yes, please do get in touch. We'd love to have you. It sounds like you've got fantastic insights and experience. I know students would be jumping at the chance to hear from you.
Yeah, but although I have to admit, sorry, I'm overtaking the conversation, but that it is a bit scary as well to be in front of the students because they are quite smart people and making the difficult decisions. So is there any training or something on the back of that, or from your side, or not really, given that we are the experts?
Yes, yeah, no, I do understand, and students they do have questions, and as you say, they are keen to learn. Well, we're very happy to work with you in advance of anything, especially if you've not done an event before. So we can arrange sort of a one-to-one call, so either myself or a member of our team to work with you to really sort of prepare it ahead of the event. So whether that's a panel or a talk, we do have a lot of guidance that we can share based on previous experience. So the types of questions student ask, we've got a long list where we've kind of been gathering of common questions that students ask, so we can give you all that so you can really prepare in advance, so you don't feel quite as on the spot. And we work with students, especially with the societies, we work with them, and they will usually do a prep call as well. So we really run through the structure. If it's a panel, they will tend to have a few preset questions that we can share with you in advance as well, and then we'll have set times for students to ask questions after. So we definitely will work with you because we know it can be intense, especially if you've never done anything like this before, because students, they do like to grill you a little bit, but we'll definitely work with you if you're interested to do it. And we're very happy to arrange events if you want to do it with a colleague or a friend who's in the same industry, so it's not solely on you. We can do things like that as well, so it's really flexible. Hopefully we're very supportive as well.
Lovely to hear. Thank you very much.
No problem. If there are any other questions, feel free just to jump on the call or use the chat or the Q&A function as well. And of course, if any questions do come up after this, we'll share the recording and we'll share the details as well. And you're very happy to have a sort of one-to-one call if you want to run through anything in more detail. Our email address is just education@gainuk.org. So if you've got any follow-up questions, then just let me know. Can't see any other questions coming in, so hopefully that means that I've been clear and it's all very straightforward for people. But as I say, we'll send the recording out after this so you can follow up. That's got all of that information, and if anything else comes up, please do just get in touch and let me know. But thank you everyone for joining today, and for everybody that's watching this recording. We really do appreciate your support, and please do sign up and get involved. We would love to hear from you and get you in front of our students at one of the events. But if not, I think we will leave it there. So thank you everybody so much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all. Take care.